The Invisible Economic Revolution: How Black Women Entrepreneurs Are Rebuilding America from the Ground Up. Good morning, everyone. I stand before you today with a fire in my heart and a truth that demands to be heard. A truth I discovered through my recent profound conversation with Jenee Cooper for the Soft Girl Era podcast, a visionary whose work has fundamentally transformed how we understand entrepreneurship in America. Jenee isn't just documenting the journeys of Black women business owners. She's architecting a movement that's rewriting economic possibilities for communities that have been systematically overlooked and undervalued. Her brilliance lies not just in identifying problems, but in illuminating pathways to power that challenge everything we thought we knew about success, resilience, and economic transformation. What I'm about to share with you today isn't just information, it's a revelation that will challenge everything you think you know about who truly drives innovation in our economy. It's about an economic revolution happening right beneath our noses, led by women who have been told their entire lives that they don't belong in the boardroom, the venture capital pitch, or the entrepreneurial spotlight. Imagine walking down any street in America. You pass coffee shops, tech startups, healthcare clinics, beauty brands, fashion houses. Behind many of these ventures, particularly the most innovative ones, are Black women entrepreneurs creating, building, employing, and transforming industries at unprecedented rates. Yet their stories remain largely untold, their challenges unaddressed, and their extraordinary potential criminally unrealized. Let me share some numbers that should shake you to your core. While Black women make up 28% of Black entrepreneurs in America, only 15% report making a profit. Let that sink in for a moment. The gap between business creation and sustainable success isn't just a statistic, it's a national tragedy and a massive missed opportunity. But here's what should truly astonish you: women of color comprise just 39% of the female population in the United States, yet they account for an astounding 89% of new female owned businesses launched daily. This demonstrates an extraordinary level of initiative, courage, and vision that simply isn't being matched with proportional economic outcomes or support systems. We're witnessing what I call the visibility viability gap. Black women entrepreneurs are increasingly visible, celebrated on magazine covers and in media features, but the fundamental viability of their businesses remains precarious. This isn't just a problem for these entrepreneurs, it represents a massive missed opportunity for our entire economy. During my conversation with Jenee, three critical insights emerged that I believe can transform how we understand and support Black women entrepreneurs. First, we identified what we've termed the growth profit paradox. Despite businesses owned by women of color growing at an impressive rate of 163%, there's a staggering revenue disparity. Of the $1.9 trillion generated by female owned companies, businesses owned by women of color account for only $422.5 million. This isn't just inequity, it's economic malpractice on a national scale. Second, we uncover the employment crisis facing Black women today. Recent data shows Black women lost 106,000 jobs in April 2025 alone, with unemployment rising to 6.1%, compared to just 3.3% for white women. This stark disparity underscores why entrepreneurship has become not just an opportunity, but a necessity for many Black women, not a choice, but a survival strategy. Third, we explored what we call the multiplier effect. Female entrepreneurs tend to employ more female workers, creating a positive cycle that increases overall female labor force participation. For Black women entrepreneurs specifically, this means their success can help address the employment disparities we're currently seeing. When one Black woman succeeds in business, she rarely climbs alone. She builds elevators and brings others with her. Let me bring these statistics to life with stories that illustrate both the challenges and the extraordinary potential of Black women entrepreneurs today. Meet Amira Rasul, founder and CEO of The Folklore. Her journey isn't just inspiring, it's revolutionary. The Folklore is a commerce solution helping small brands create digital storefronts and sell products online with a focus on Black owned businesses and African based fashion and retail brands. Like countless Black women entrepreneurs, Rasul faced enormous funding challenges, starting with minimal capital in an industry dominated by established players with deep pockets and deeper connections. But Rasul didn't just enter the market, she transformed it. Rather than simply competing within existing structures, she created something entirely new. She focused on building a platform specifically designed for underrepresented brands, particularly those from Africa and the African diaspora, filling a market gap while addressing a profound social need from a modest $30,000 initial investment, because that's often all Black women can access. Rasul has raised over $6 million in funding since launching in 2018. She was featured on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2024 and is among the youngest Black women to raise over $1 million in pre seed funding, a milestone that should be celebrated but also scrutinized for its rarity. Today, the Folklore supports over 700 brands and includes a retail shop where customers can buy local products. Rasul's stated mission is to invest in building Africa's economy by increasing exports and production. Her vision extended beyond personal success to creating infrastructure for economic development. This is what true entrepreneurial leadership looks like. Not just building a business, but building a bridge for others to follow. Consider also the story of Fungi Ndamira, founder of Checkup Health. As a Black woman in the male dominated fields of both healthcare and technology, Ndamira faced the dual barriers of gender and racial bias in securing funding and establishing credibility. Her company developed software supporting healthcare providers with consultations and prescription writing, essential work that improves healthcare delivery for everyone. Rather than being deterred by the challenges, Namira leveraged her expertise to create technology solutions that address real industry needs, while also establishing herself as a thought leader through content creation and mentorship. In 2025, the African Business Chamber named her one of the top 100 African entrepreneurs and business leaders in the UK. But perhaps more importantly, Ndamira's work extends beyond her business through her active presence on YouTube and social media, where she shares exclusive interviews with business leaders and entrepreneurs, creating resources that help others succeed. She understands that true success isn't measured by individual achievement, but by collective advancement. These stories represent individual triumphs, yes, but they also point to a broader pattern that emerged clearly in my conversation with Jenee. Entrepreneurship has become a necessary response to employment instability for Black women. Recent data shows Black women's employment is at a 5-month low, while unemployment is at a 5-month high. Black women face both racial and gender discrimination in employment, leading to disproportionate job losses during economic fluctuations. In response, Black women have turned to entrepreneurship as a means of economic survival and independence when faced with discrimination in traditional employment. They now account for 21% of all female owned companies in the United States, demonstrating remarkable resilience through business creation despite systemic challenges. There are now approximately 6.4 million businesses managed by women of color in the United States, representing significant economic potential. But potential alone isn't enough. While these businesses are growing in number, they still face substantial barriers to profitability, highlighting the need for targeted support, investment, and policy changes. This brings me to what I believe is the most important insight from my conversation with Jenee. The challenges facing Black women entrepreneurs aren't just their problems to solve, they represent a collective opportunity for economic transformation that could benefit everyone in this room and beyond. When we support Black women entrepreneurs, we're not just helping individual business owners, we're investing in job creation, community development, and economic innovation. We're supporting a model of business that often prioritizes social impact alongside profit. We're nurturing ventures that are more likely to hire diverse teams and invest in underserved communities. As Jenee so powerfully articulated during our interview, Black women aren't just building businesses, they're rebuilding economies from the ground up. So I stand before you today not just with information, but with a challenge. How will you respond to what you've learned? Will you continue to participate in systems that systematically undervalue and underfund Black women entrepreneurs? Or will you become part of the solution? The time for polite conversations and incremental change has passed. We need bold, decisive action. We need to completely reimagine investment models that have failed Black women entrepreneurs, with less than 1% of venture funding going to Black women founders. We need new structures that recognize the unique value and extraordinary potential of these businesses. We need to strengthen support ecosystems, mentorship, networking, and education that are culturally relevant and accessible. Programs designed specifically for Black women entrepreneurs have shown remarkable success rates, yet remain chronically underfunded. And perhaps most importantly, each of us has power right now to direct our spending, our investments, and our professional collaborations towards supporting Black women owned businesses. I challenge you today. Identify 3 Black women owned businesses to support this month through mentorship, investment, partnership, or simply becoming a customer. Don't just make it a one time purchase, make it a sustained commitment to economic justice. The data shows Black women are creating businesses at extraordinary rates, but the support systems aren't keeping pace. This isn't just their loss, it's our collective failure as a society and an economy. In the words of Shirley Chisholm, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. Black women entrepreneurs have been bringing their chairs for generations. It's time we help build a bigger, better table, or perhaps recognize that they're building entirely new tables that might just save our economy. The revolution is already happening. The only question is, which side of history will you be on?